what is your insight about the
Mm,
difference between BSA versus BA versus technical BA versus
yeah.
functional BA?
Yeah. I'll try to do it, but again, to me, it's much more of our what individual companies, organizations call them. Even, you may have a one person, let's say me, Sergey, in one organization, they would say, "Oh, is our typical BSA," where there another organization would say, he would fall under SA here. It's really hard to tell. But to me, I think just observing what's going on when people say I'm a BA, they would typically consider that the individual is primarily focused on business requirements, business use cases, business functions, and as far as communication channels, the majority of the communication happens with the business users or business stakeholders. It doesn't necessarily mean the C-suite level, but someone on the business side of the house. That's kind of the whole definition, and that individual, the BA, may or may not produce tangible requirement specifications for the development team. That's another story. That's why I think some organization bring that notion of the BSA, business system analyst, where they say, yeah, those are still sort of BAs, but they're kind of oriented toward producing tangible software requirement specifications and artifacts for our development teams. And there are like those pure SAs who might speak with the stakeholders from time to time, but primarily they focus on producing more like a technical specifications, like API specifications, for example, or data specifications, data dictionaries, things like that. Again, I'm just putting that in a very simple structure. A lot of time, that's an organization that defines those roles. But if I would put it this way, I would say BAs are primarily focused on the business stakeholders and end users. BSA is somewhere in between, still sort of a BA, but producing some specs already. Whereas this system analyst will be primarily focused on how the system works, part of the system, data structure, data organization, APIs, and things like that, and working primarily with the development team.
Yeah, all right. That's interesting to know. I
Yeah.
I also had the same feeling about these different people,
Mm.
different roles that people have given, but sometimes I feel like system, whenever there is a word called system involved, it might be talking about some system, either it is functional system,
Hmm.
it is a domain system, or it's a technological system.
Hmm.
But yes, I think some companies just interchangeably use these
Yeah.
terms depending on how their company organization is set up.
Yeah, and probably like product analyst, I would also add, like, in some organizations, we see there's no such a function as a business analyst, but they're product owners.
Yeah.
And a sort of a level preceding a product owner would be a product analyst. So in a way, just look at the list of responsibilities. There will be, typical BA responsibilities, working with the stakeholders, putting together specs, prioritizing things around, working with various parts of the stakeholders and the team. But again, it just, maybe a nature of a company, they're called in a way like it's a product analyst. But in essence, to me, it's all like, this kind of BA community, BA world, regardless of what the job title says.